I'm actually blessed. It's May 10th today, and in about another 12 days exactly, I'll be walking back into the Hoffman Institute. They do a course called the Hoffman Process. It's a week-long course that I did in December of 2004, and here I am in May 2009, 4.5 years later, getting to walk back in there again for the first time and do a graduate course, which is a follow-up to their work. When I did the Hoffman Process in December 2004, you spend an entire week, and it's mostly focused on the unconscious relationship that you still have to your parents. And Bob Hoffman, who started this decades and decades ago, kind of built this course around this core concept called the negative love syndrome. And as you dig into it, it starts to make more and more sense. But when we're very little children, we all have experiences of being separated from our parents' love and sort of being isolated for that, even at moments at a time, and that can be very traumatic for us. And so we go through these traumas that are in our body even before we have the use of a language, the English language. We experience these traumatic separations and distances from love, and those traumas are stored as memories in our body. And as a reaction to that, as a way of trying to say, well, hey, I don't like being separated from my love for my mom and my love for my dad. I want that. What we do unconsciously in our childhood is we begin to adopt our parents' beliefs and habits. Either we do exactly the same thing or we do exactly the opposite. But in either case, this negative love syndrome is sort of like, look, mommy, look, daddy, I'm just like you. Won't you love me now? And of course, again, this is very unconscious. A lot of this occurs before we even have an English language, so it's happening at some very physical, visceral level. And we actually enter into adulthood with this wiring intact of, look, mommy, look, daddy, I'm just like you, won't you love me now? And that is how we end up walking into adulthood, with the beliefs, the attitudes, the body postures, the behaviors, the patterns of our parents. And it's very true that we are puppets on strings, sort of attached to this wiring. And that's what this course, the Hoffman Process, gives you the opportunity to become conscious of these automatic patterns and behaviors and habits, and to begin to disconnect yourself from that. And as you do the work, you do become disconnected and you do become freed up. And really, it's the most, I've done a number of seminars and read books and seen a bunch of different movies and things all in this process and path called enlightenment and waking up. But by far, this week-long Hoffman Process was the most powerful, most useful thing I've ever done. And I really feel blessed 4.5 years later to be going back and doing this graduate course for a full weekend. I feel like I've sort of reached another layer in myself that I really want to address, and I've been looking at for the last several weeks. And that is, where do I stop in relating to other people? Where do I stop in just kind of being open and opening my heart and just connecting with other people that I see on the street, at social events, wherever, that there's something in me that's like a barrier, a wall between me connecting with other people and relating to other people. Now, if you want to talk about being effective in business, what could possibly be more important than being aware, uncovering, and somehow letting go of the internal wall that I have between me and relating to other people, building relationships, just opening up my heart to other people, being able to listen to other people, and being able to speak authentically and honestly. And so, I mean, I am blessed to be able to go to a place for a weekend and be able to kind of deal with this head on. Is what's going on inside of me that has me stop, that keeps me distant from other people, cold and aloof, that I keep up this wall and this invisible shield between me and other people. And I'm really looking forward to attacking this head on and really seeing what that is. And there's a second piece to this for me, which is speaking my authentic voice. And I've been studying this issue in myself for years now. And I feel like I'm right there at that same point. It might even be the same issue as why am I shut down in my speaking, in my voice here, and in a more figurative sense, where have I shut myself down in speaking my true, authentic, creative self? What is this invisible wall that keeps me from getting out here in the world and just going full on out, saying, here's my ideas, here's my passion, here's my joy, and I want to share it with you? What holds me back from being able to play at that level? And I don't know if these issues are intimately entwined. I'm sure they are, or if they come from separate sources. But I'm looking at both of those, and I'm really working for myself on figuring out what those blockages, those stops are, those old habits of the wall and being shut down and being separate, and walking through that and opening a door through it and saying, hey, I can be just totally open and honest and exposed to you and interact with you and relate to you and build a relationship with you easily, because that's my natural essence. And also I can truly speak my inner self. I can reveal that. Number one, I can tell myself who I really am and be myself. And then number two, share that with you. And I hope that this rambling for the last few minutes gives you maybe a window into an opportunity for yourself to say, wow, that's interesting work that Teddy's doing. I wonder if there's something there for me. I wonder if there's some work that I could do for myself. And I've got this video camera in front of me and I'm posting this video. So obviously I think that there is some value here, that this work of becoming conscious and aware and awake, it's an ongoing process. It never stops. Like I said, I've definitely been engaged with these kind of issues for the last 5 years, at least, and on and off throughout my life, but definitely the last 5 years. And it's an ongoing journey, and I've hit another level. It's a crucial level for me. And I know in the next couple of weeks, the next 2 weeks, I'm going to really have some major breakthroughs for myself in this area of taking down the wall between me and you, me and another person, and being able to relate, and also open up my voice and my creativity. And I invite you to take a look for yourself and see where you might find a similar opening for yourself. And I recommend you get coaching. That could be a private coach. There's many workshops and seminars that deal with this. I've done the Hoffman process. That's probably my number one. There's lots of other sources. There's books, there's movies. But see if you can identify in yourself the places where you stop, the places where you are shut down, and see if you're willing to go out there and seek and find the resources, the people, the places where you can go to address these issues consciously, rapidly, and effectively, so that you can take yourself to your next level. Your business in particular is only really a mirror, a reflection of what's going on inside of you. And to the degree that we can open ourselves up and empower ourselves, our business is really just going to be a measuring stick of how well we've done that. I'll see you again next time. Thanks for joining me, and enjoy the journey.